In this video, we will look at one of the most mysterious and controversial hypotheses, that of ancient aliens. Did they really exist, and will they come back to Earth? According to some hypotheses, thousands of years ago, Earth was visited by beings from other planets. Perhaps the best documented example of this is the Anunnaki, ancient deities from Mesopotamian mythology, who are said to be extraterrestrials from the planet Nibiru. According to ancient texts left by our ancestors, they have left an indelible mark on human history, even being pointed to as the creators of the first civilization. Popular researcher and author Zecharia Sitchin is one of the leading voices in the theory of ancient aliens. In his book, The 12th Planet, he provides an in-depth analysis of Sumerian texts and claims that the Anunnaki came to Earth around 500,000 years ago to mine gold. According to him, these beings used genetic manipulation to create mankind to assist them in mining. According to Sitchin's theories, the Anunnaki not only interacted directly with humans, but also imparted knowledge and technology to them that helped civilization develop. Delving deeper into the research of the topic, we found that in different cultures around the world, there are legends of beings that most likely have a direct connection with these aliens, if not that they are again themselves, but called giants. The Bible, for example, mentions the Nephilim, giants that are the result of the relationship between the sons of God and human women. Similar stories can be found in Greek, Norse, and other mythologies. This led us to step out of straightforward reasoning and look at the picture from a higher vantage point. Then we thought about the sons of God, the Anunnaki, and all those who are said to have descended from heaven and then ascended there again. Often they are transported by what are called celestial chariots, which, however, from the description we read, are very reminiscent of UFO sightings today. As they say, once is chance, two is coincidence, but three is no longer coincidence. Even if we assume that one or two religions were using allegory and these descents and ascents are fictional accounts with a purpose, then how is it possible that this is described in almost all available religions of the world? Think about it. Evidence of these ancient visits is found in various artifacts and texts. Sumerian cuneiform tablets, Egyptian pyramids, and the Moai statues on Easter Island are often seen as evidence of advanced technologies that ancient humans could not have created on their own. But these theories are of course not taken seriously by the scientific community, which labels them pseudoscience. The main arguments against them include the lack of concrete evidence and the tendency of some researchers to misinterpret or distort historical facts. Have these ancient beings really visited Earth, and will they return again? Did they really have offspring in the person of the Nephilim? Despite mainstream scientists dismissing theories of ancient aliens as pseudoscience, other researchers and enthusiasts insist there is enough evidence to take it seriously. One of the key arguments supporting the theory of ancient aliens, and giants at that, are the findings of giant skeletons. Skeletons have been found in various parts of the world that, according to some researchers, belong to creatures ranging in height from 7 to 15 feet. However, these discoveries are often the subject of controversy or are determined to be false. For example, the skeletons found in Lovelock Cave in Nevada are one particularly famous case. In a written report by James H. Hart, the first of two miners who excavated the site in the fall of 1911, read that in the northern part of the cave was the striking-looking body of a man, 11 feet 5 inches tall. The body was mummified and his hair was red. It was more than a year before the University of California sent an observer to inspect, who was allegedly extremely incompetent. In fact, the native Paiute Indians of northwestern Nevada have, for generations, spoken of giants existing in ancient times. They called them Siteka. We've told you about this in our previous video. But if indeed a race of giants roamed the earth in antiquity, and there is physical evidence of this, then the story of the Nephilim, and even more so of their off-planet parents, would be irrefutably proven. However, this raises another much larger issue. We would have to give up everything we have believed up until now. We would have to rethink our origins, history, and development. One of the most famous examples of the cover-up of such evidence has to do with the Smithsonian Institution. According to some conspiracy theories, the Institute destroyed hundreds of giant skeletons to hide the truth about ancient giants and their origins. During the 19th and early 20th centuries, numerous skeletons were discovered in various parts of the United States in Indian mounds that were reported in the media to be of unusually large size. At first, the Smithsonian Institution collected and even exhibited some of these finds, but then abruptly began designating each one as a fake, including those that were on display at the museum. An article published by World News Daily Report in 2014 claimed that the US Supreme Court had ordered the Institute to declassify documents proving that it had destroyed thousands of giant skeletons in the 20th century to preserve the official chronology of human evolution. Such documents have not been declassified to this day. Another aspect of the ancient astronaut theory is its supposed influence on the development of ancient civilizations. According to some researchers, the aliens possessed advanced technologies that helped build monumental sites such as the Egyptian pyramids and the Moai statues on Easter Island. But have ancient aliens really left their mark on humanity, and what does this mean for our future? In recent years, new archaeological discoveries have rekindled the spark of this debate. Ancient Sumerian, Egyptian, and Greek texts and myths mention giants who possessed incredible abilities and knowledge. This provides another possible clue that when we read in ancient texts of giants with incredible abilities and knowledge, these may have actually been extraterrestrial beings with heights exceeding normal human height at the time. For example, the remains of giant skeletons were recently discovered in Patagonia. Imagine a hypothesis in which these giant skeletal remains actually turn out to belong to extraterrestrial beings. Then their hysterical evasion becomes much more logical. Could it be that somewhere around the middle of the 20th century, those in charge of science have uncovered something too shocking to know? What do you think? In fact, one of the most exciting theories, and at the same time the most denied, has to do with the Book of Enoch, an apocryphal text that describes the fallen angels and their descendants, the Nephilim. According to this text, these beings brought humans the knowledge of astronomy, metallurgy, medicine, and much more. To date, however, it is becoming increasingly possible that the ancient lines in this denied text actually reflect the truth itself. As technology advances, scientists are beginning to use new methods to analyze ancient finds. DNA analyses of discovered skeletons are providing new insights into the origins of the giants and their relationship to humans. For now, the results are controversial, but some point to the possibility of hybridization between humans and unknown creatures. This supports theories of genetic manipulation and alien intervention. Research shows that markers exist in the genomes of some modern populations that cannot be traced to known ancient populations, such as Neanderthals and Denisovans. For example, traces of an unknown source have been found in the DNA of some African people. This suggests that ancient humans interbred with unidentified individuals that became extinct thousands of years ago. All this evidence leads to one important question: will the ancient alien giants return again? According to some theories, the planet Nibiru is approaching Earth again, which could lead to new contact with these mysterious creatures. If these giants do return, what will this mean for humanity? Will they bring new knowledge and technology, or will they rather cause catastrophic events? Many ancient texts and prophecies warn of the possible return of the aliens. According to the Book of Enoch and other apocryphal texts, the return of these beings could bring great disasters and changes to humanity. The Bible, for example, mentions the end times when the Nephilim will return to Earth. One of the key questions is what technologies they may bring with them. According to some theories, they possess advanced technology that could change our world forever. These innovations can be both beneficial and disruptive. For example, they may bring new forms of energy and transport, but they may also bring weapons of immense destructive power. Furthermore, the return of aliens could bring about significant ecological changes. Their interference in natural processes could cause cataclysms such as earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and climatic anomalies. Ultimately, whether we believe in these theories or not, it is important that we continue to explore and seek to understand our history and place in the universe, because the truth may be stranger and more amazing than we can imagine. In fact, in our video prophecies of the return of aliens to Earth, you can gain insight into how it is recorded that their appearance will occur and when. Click the video on the screen and in a second we'll be back together.